Today is one of those first drives I'm extremely excited about. 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro in Terra. This thing looks amazing. And of course, we're going to do a walk around video in the next video you see on this truck. But looking at a regular 2024 Toyota Tacoma and then looking at this, they did some great unique upgrades and it looks amazing. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. Today is something I'm very excited about. We are in the 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. Now, that is an insane number for a mid-size truck. I'm a big fan of the new generation Toyota Tacoma. I think they did a lot of good things to the most popular mid-size truck in that segment, but I think there's something ultra special about the TRD Pro like this. Now with Tundra, let's use Tundra for a minute here. When you go TRD Pro, you get some unique features for sure. But with the Tacoma, not only do you get unique features, but you get a completely different look and feel with the truck. You got these isodynamic seats, which some people say are gimmicky, and to be honest with you, yeah, they probably are pretty gimmicky. But this thing sounds so good. This is my first ride with it. It came yesterday. Almost hit a squirrel there. It came yesterday and I wasn't able to drive it. So you guys will see my first impression, but this is one I've been asking for quite a while. So I hope you enjoy the drive. This is the hybrid, 2.4 liter, 4-cylinder turbo hybrid. It sounds good. It has a little roar to it. The unique features that we can talk about when it comes to the TRD Pro Tacoma, it has the Fox suspension, it has the Toyota Heritage grille up front, it has the TRD light bar, it has, a unique wheel and tire package on it. It has that amazing look to it. It has ARB bumper. It's got tow hooks front and rear. A lot of things they did on this are a lot of things that people complain about when it comes to even the TRD Pro Toyota Tundra, because the Tundra doesn't have tow hooks, but this thing is ready to go off-road. Towing wise, this is going to tow, I think the capacity is about 6,000 pounds. So if you're into the truck for towing and things like that, that's when you go Tundra. But for this one, if you're thinking off-road, this is a lot smaller than a Tundra, so it could get through some tighter trails. And this thing is ready to go off-road. This has the 5-foot bed on it, 8-speed automatic transmission. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it feels as far as driving it like we're doing right now. We're doing a little local ride before we get out on the main road. And these roads are quite bumpy. And that's why I always go this direction to see how the suspension reacts to it. And, it definitely feels a little bouncier than a heavy Tundra like I'm used to, but it soaks up the bumps really nice. And that's something I've always said about the TRD Pro suspensions from Fox. They're very good at soaking up bumps, whether you're off-road, on-road, going through construction zones. They're very compliant with road feel and going over some terrible conditions. So big fan of what they've done with this. Are there better suspensions out there that you could get aftermarket? Most definitely. But for a stock suspension on what's supposed to be a desert running truck, I really like what we have here. So let's get out to the main road here and see how this thing feels. Overall, just like with all the new TNGA platforms from Toyota, it drives great. It feels great. You don't feel much in the shifting. The engine noise in this is actually a lot more than I thought. And I mean that in a good way. It's not quiet at all. You could hear it the whole time. I don't know how good my mic is going to pick it up. And not only do you get all of these crazy off-road features and a sweet setup, locking rear diff, multi-terrain select, crawl control, all that kind of stuff, but you get a lot of technology on the inside. But this thing isn't cheap. This is like a $66,000 Tacoma. We are in something that is very much near the top of the line. I would say the Trail Hunter is probably the very top of the line, but is in the same vibe as with this. But let's see how it is out here. I want to see what this kind of power gives me. It's raining, of course. Yeah, it's it's certainly powerful and gets up to speed very quickly. Is it something you would buy for, just to drive around? A lot of people do that when it comes to things like the TRD Pro, but if you're looking to take the thing off-road, this is going to be one of those setups that is pretty much ready to do what you need it to do, just like the Trail Hunter. People will say 66K is absolutely insane, but this is, again, the top of the trims when it comes to Tacoma. There are a lot more affordable Tacomas out there. Now, one thing people say every once in a while is, well, it's 66K or whatever, but you could always get a deal. Toyota is not huge on giving deals with any of the TRD Pros, whether it be last generation or this generation. It's one of those trucks that you're happy when you get like 1,000 off of MSRP. So it's really going to depend on what you want your truck to do. If you want to get into the higher stuff, into the Tacoma range that has pretty much everything that you can have offered on you, this is going to be the one you're going to want, or the Trail Hunter. If you want to stand out a little bit, this is definitely going to be the truck to stand out. It drives great. I don't know how I would feel about spending this kind of money when I could go out with that same amount of money and get like a heavily loaded, limited Tundra. And that's what I'm saying. It's going to depend on your use and need of a pickup truck. But overall, as far as driving impressions go, because again, this is my first drive with it, nice and comfortable. Just like the TRD off-road Tacoma I tested back, it might have been late summer, I can't even remember. This one just has a little more road noise from the tires, and you can definitely hear the exhaust a lot more. Now, as far as features on the inside, okay, you got the digital gauge cluster, you got the 14-inch screen, you got the dual zone automatic climate control, you got these isodynamic seats that have amazing bolstering on them. They are soft text. They are heated and ventilated. You got the leather wrapped steering wheel that's heated. So as far as your options in here, JBL sound system, you got a moonroof. There is no pano. It's just moonroof. So this is going to be the way to go. Back seat, very tiny back seat. So if you're going to have backseat passengers regularly, you're going to want to look at like a Crew Max Tundra at that point. But if it's just you and a buddy, or you and your spouse or whatever, I don't know. This is pretty good. Now, as far as people ask this all the time, I want to make sure I get to it in the first drive video. As far as driver compartment area space, I don't feel like it's tight at all. I don't feel like my head's anywhere near the roof. You could obviously lower the seat down, but I don't feel like, I'm in here in a position where I feel, super tight, like it's not comfortable. It's definitely comfortable leaning on the center console, as I do in every truck. Other arm on this nice little elbow pad over here, which we like. But overall, the truck, it doesn't feel like it would be super tight. Sometimes when you see the pictures, it looks like, barely anyone could fit in it. Like a 5'5" guy couldn't fit in it. But no, there's a lot of room in the cab as far as, the cockpit area. No issues with that. This has blind spot monitoring. This has parking sensors. This has the 360 camera, the multi-terrain monitor. This has the digital rear view mirror. It's pretty much fully loaded. I don't think you're going to feel like you don't have any technology in here, because this definitely has a good amount of tech. Comfortable ride, not the most comfortable 2024 Tacoma I've driven. You could definitely feel the tires. They're a little more aggressive than what was on the TRD off-road that I've driven. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you're looking, for that ultra smooth ride, this probably won't be the one you pick if you want the best of the best, but it does the job just fine at the same time. It's not something that, you'll get out of it and be like, that was terrible, but you could definitely feel the road a lot more than you could in that TRD off-road, and you could definitely hear the tires a lot more as well. So I want to know down in the comments below, what is your thoughts on, let's start with this, the price of this vehicle, $66,000. And it depends on, if dealers add other things to it. You might see it go up into, the low 70s if there's markups on it. But as far as this one is built, this one is around $66,000. Is that something you would pay for the top of the line Tacoma? Or would you go with a lesser Tacoma? Or even more important, because my question in all these videos when I get to test drive a lot of these Tacomas, full size or mid-size, at that price point, is it smarter to just go to the Toyota Tundra? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm going to drive around and enjoy this thing. A ton of power, It has some great looks to it. It drives great. And I like the fact that Toyota is very good in this generation of both Tacoma and Tundra of separating their TRD Pro from, the other trims. Because if you're going to spend this kind of money, this is a special trim, right? Dedicated to the heritage of Toyota racing. It needs to be different. So I want to see where that money is spent. And when you look at a regular Tacoma and this thing, you could definitely see the differences. And let's see how this Tacoma TRD Pro feels through the turns. Some low speed turns, see if we got any body sway. On the brakes a little, we're going through about 30 miles an hour. Holds pretty well through the turns like I would expect. Let's try this one a little bit slower. Not bad. Not bad at all. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, TundraDude34, TundraDude34 at gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Be safe, be well. Thank you for watching.